Welcome gymnastics fans to the Materi Pavilion. We are really excited tonight. We have a great Big Ten matchup with the University of Minnesota Golden Gophers and the University of Illinois Fighting Illini. We are going to be your hosts for the evening. My name is Caitlin Rayon. I was a University of Minnesota alumni.
And my name is Jenny Covers-Lang, and I was also an alumni of the Golden Gophers. So we are excited to bring you some commentary and help you guide you through tonight's event.
Yes, very excited. It's going to be a great meet. The University of Minnesota, last time out, competed against the University of Iowa at Carver Hawkeye Arena. It actually ended up in a tie, which is a pretty unique situation in gymnastics, considering it goes to the quarter 10th. Both teams scored a 196.875. Junior Maya Hooten earned Big Ten Event Specialist of the Week this past week with her performance of a 9.9 on vault, 9.875 and 9.975 on floor. The junior, Gianna Gertis, she has had an awesome year so far.
Stellar.
Yeah.
She is just rock solid for the Gophers over there on each event. And she brings such grace and dynamic gymnastics, so that's something really excited and looking forward to tonight. Kind of touching base to Illinois. So these two teams are ranked 19th and 20th in the country. So we are going to see some head-to-head gymnastics, high quality, beautiful Big Ten gymnastics. And Illinois just came off a huge season high of a 196.7 team score, which is awesome. They've been increasing every meet so far. And they are led by Mia Towns, Abby Mueller, and Mia Takakawa. So they had crazy, amazing gymnastics last week. They had some season highs. Let's go through them. So they had Mia Towns had a solid 9.9 on that, starting with vault over there for the Fighting Illini. So they have something to look forward to. But going to bars, they had a 9.95 from Mia Takakawa, and she is just a stellar athlete for them on every single event, but especially bars. She's very exquisite, beautiful line, so something to look forward to on bars when they start off.
Yeah, she got a 39.525 in the all-around last weekend.
That is very difficult to do. Some great gymnastics from her over there.
Yeah, we'll see a few different all-around gymnasts from both teams. And again, some of those event specialists, we only see them on one event. How the night's going to work tonight is this is a dual meet, so only two teams out. You'll be able to see every single routine. The Gophers will start on vault, Illini will start on the bars, and then we'll just flip-flop.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
So right now, the athletes are just getting ready for their touch warm-up. They have already warmed up all the events, but this is a 30-second touch where they get to reacclimate themselves with the event.
Yeah. And what's also has been fun is it was alumni weekend here at the University of Minnesota, so quite a few alumni were able to come out and get recognized.
I love it. Just a good gymnastic spirits and fans of the sport, so. And Gopher fans.
It's a big family reunion. Get to see all your friends.
It is. And catch up with people you haven't seen and they're out of town. So
I know.
Very fun.
We're going to get kicked off with the touch warm-up right now. That means that each team gets 4 minutes to warm up on their respective events. They had a larger warm-up before this, but after the walkout, they'll just do about one touch each. And then we'll have the night underway.
So let's talk about some things that we can look forward to on each event, starting with vault. What are some things that the judges are going to be looking for, looking into these vaults, and how to differentiate them? Because vault is a very quick, fast event. How do these judges figure that out? What's different? Which one's better?
Yeah, so the judges are going to be looking for nice open shoulder angle on the table. That allows them to get the most pop off the horse. And they are looking for height, distance away from the horse, nice body shape in the air, so no pikey hips, and of course, the stuck landing. The goal is to have as minimal deductions as possible on the landing, so you can get the highest score possible, obviously.
Exactly. And then something that college gymnastics is lines on the vault. So there is a straight line and then 2 side mats, and that doesn't give a deduction if they're not specifically on the line, but it allows the judges to give a directional understanding, and that goes into the deductions that could be made. So it's not if you don't land directly on the line, it's automatically a 10 versus like if you step out of bounds on floor.
Yeah.
But it's just like a guide for the judges. So that's something new that's come into NCAA gymnastics, and I think it's going to definitely help differentiate those vaults.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. It's another way for the judges to differentiate the scores because they really have a tight margin to score off of. Most of the vaults start at a 9.95. That's where your Chenko full starts at. If they have 10s in their lineup, they're often your Chenko 1.5s. And they have a variety of front-on vaults. We might see those tonight. But when you have a lot of vaults going 9.8, then you kind of have to figure out who's the 9.85, who's the 9.9, who could be the 10.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And let's touch base on bars. So what are we looking for over there, and what are the judges how are they gonna differentiate those athletes?
Yeah, on bars, at this point in the season, they're really looking to make sure those handstands are on top of the bar. And they'll probably start being a little bit more aggressive with those deductions if they aren't on top of the bar. Getting nice swing out of those release moves, control out of the release moves, of course, form. And then I would say the landing is really the punctuation mark on the routine and making sure that there's no steps, no tiny hops.
And exactly, and at this point in the season, the coaches are definitely pushing to hone in on those landings. They know how to do their gymnastics, they know how to do it perfect. Now they just have to bring that perfection out when they need it, when it's called upon.
Right, yeah. Doing it under pressure, doing it consistently.
And away, sometimes at away meets, it's a little bit different from your home gym, so really good practice here for both teams.
Right.
And it looks like we will see some exhibition routines as well. This just gives some athletes that are trying to get into those lineups some time in front of the judges, get those nerves, the pressure, and then they also get to see how the judges would score that routine if it was in lineup. So it's really good for everybody to just keep the lineup stacked and get that competitive spirit.
Yeah. I'm excited to see some of those exhibition routines. It's a nice throw-in, too, for the audience to be able to see more gymnastics. And like Jenny said, a really good opportunity for the gymnasts to get out there and get scored. And we're still in the point of the season where the coaches are still trying to figure out what their lineups might look like. Who is going in what place and who gets to be in the 6 girls who are competing on that event. And so in college gymnastics, it's 6 girls on the event, 5 scores count. And they really want to get those lineups solidified, so the girls are used to it going into postseason, conference competitions, things like that.
And I feel like we could go on forever about like the science behind who goes first and then who goes second and how you put your athletes together in a lineup. But what's really, really important is your start-off person sets the tone.
Yeah.
So that athlete is really important to get in front of the judges, have a solid routine, and start at that perfect starting point to just keep those routines building and the scores keep going up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both teams really rely on their first person up to be a consistent competitor. And set the tone for the team, like Jenny mentioned. But yeah, there is quite the science, and
it's so interesting. Yeah.
Different strategies that coaches can decide to do that maybe might get a half a tenth, quarter tenth.
And every tenth matters in gymnastics. It all matters.
Yeah, out of a full rotation, and it matters. So, like we mentioned last meet, ended in a tie.
Very rare. So crazy.
So we'll start over on the vault. This is Soraya Johnson from University of Minnesota.
She is having an amazing freshman season. Starts off, she was a little crunched on the table, so you saw those bent arms, and then that just kind of follows through with not having the block that she needs to get all the way around. Very uncharacteristic. We've seen her do this in warm-ups. So let's take a look. You can kind of see those bent arms, and that just kind of makes it really hard to get all the way around. But she did a good job fighting until the end, and then did have to put her hands down. So that will count as a fall. That'll be 5/10, a 5/10 deduction. And we are transitioning over to bars with Arielle Ward. Very nice cast a handstand within that 10 degrees. Huge dismount. She did have to take a step, and it looks like her chest did drop. So that will be a slight deduction, but that's a really good start-off routine for the Fighting Illini.
I like her dismount. Most of the time you see full ends from girls. You'll see her release move to the shoot over down to the low bar here in this replay. And you'll get a chance to see that dismount again. Joining as a half twist. That Arabian keeps it open, doesn't even grab her legs.
Very difficult blind landing, so she performed it well.
Right after this break intermission.
And we have a freshman, Sarah Mora.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
We have a judges conference over on vault, so it might be a second.
So we can kind of talk about that too. So the judges just have a difference in scores, and they have to be within a certain, is it 2/10?
2/10.
2/10. And if they aren't in that realm, they have to conference and see what's going on, where the start value is at. So that's what they're doing. They're just kind of chatting and see what's going on.
Yeah, typically it's, again, the range is different between the two judges' scores, or it's the start value. They disagree on what the routine should be started at, should start at.
And another phenomenal freshman for the Golden Gophers.
The Gophers have a big freshman class this year, which is great because they had a lot of talent leave last year with seniors.
Huge, Yurchenko full, exactly what the Gophers needed to get back on track. Beautiful. She has been honing in on that landing. I've been seeing her practice that. Let's take a look at it here. I love the block off the table. She gets such height, and you can tell she was looking for it. How exciting. That's going to be a very good score for the Golden Gophers.
That was great. Great body position in the air, too.
And over to the Fighting Illini, we're looking at Rachel Borden. Starting with a difficult cow hop into a Jaeger immediate overshoot. Very difficult combination. Everything has to be really quick. She did it very well.
I really like those hops.
And a super unique
great.
dismount. I love that. I love to see new things in college gymnastics, kind of switch it up. Very cool dismount.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can take a look at that on the replay. And I like it. They're carrying around a little eye for the Fighting Illini.
That's cute.
Oh, the stick eye.
Oh, the stick eye.
I like it.
We're going to shoot over to vault. Just kidding. We're going to get a quick replay of that awesome dismount.
Very difficult. She fought for that stick, too. It's exactly what coaches want to see honing in. All right, we're going to see our first 10-0 vault from Hallie over here. She's going to be doing Yurchenko 1.5 in a tuck position. Beautiful. Great height off the table. Great form, and just that slight little hop forward. They're going to be pleased with that score.
Yes.
Let's take a look at it here. That huge block off the table, form throughout, spots the landing. She'll hone in on it.
Yeah, great distance from the table.
And we're back over to bars with Mallory Mizuki.
first handstand.
A little close onto that pike Jaeger, but what a champion, just pulling through that. So they practiced that. You know, she's going to finish this routine strong.
That was a great save.
A very good save. And she is nailing all of these handstands. She's going after it, fighting for it. Every 10.
Amazing.
Really great routine for being so close. Her Jaeger was so high, so she had enough time to get around there, but then just was a little close. And that's really difficult to kind of recover.
Yeah, it didn't even affect her swing into her kip.
Not at all.
That's impressive.
Very strong athlete, finished everything and fought for every single 10th. Good for her. And we're taking a look at Gianna Gertis, another 10-0 vault here in a laid out position. She did have a big step forward, but very beautiful block, form throughout. Let's take a look at that replay.
Yeah, it'll be a fairly large deduction on the landing of that vault, probably 2.5 tenths. But pretty much that was the only deduction. Her great height, great distance, her form is always impeccable.
And especially on that blind vault, you want to go over than under because it is more of a deduction if you step back. And again, this is a 10-0 vault, so the more 10-0 vaults that people can get out there, the potential to have a higher score, but then you run into that risk of those deductions. So we're taking a look at Olivia O'Donnell here on bars. Huge straddle Jaeger to immediate overshoot. And she's coming back to the bars. Their handstands have been very good. All on top, finishing great within that 10 degrees and sticking the landings. They're on fire over there on bars.
Olivia has a season high of a 9.875 and a career high of a 9.925.
She's going to be closer to her career high with that one. That was beautiful.
I've been seeing a lot of the bar scores coming in. How do they look?
I actually haven't seen them either, but just from what I saw her routine, way higher than a 9.7. That was very minimal deductions. Every cast handstand was finishing on top of the bar. They might get her on that little arm swing, but very minimal deductions.
Hopefully we get a replay of Maddie Quarles' vault over on the vault.
She does a 10-0 start value vault. Oyerchenko laid out 1.5. It's beautiful. Let's take a look at it here. Great shape throughout. She always has huge distance. And then talking about those lines, she's right down center. That means she blocked off perfectly before she started twisting, so great technique from her. Again, she did have to take that step, but that's the risk you take when doing those 10-0 vaults. And it's gonna pay off. They're gonna hone in on those landings. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I think the judges typically reward for that 10-0 vault.
Next up on bars, we're line, Mia Takakawa.
We have Mia Takakawa over here on the bars.
She is phenomenal on this event.
She has scored a 10 on this event, which is so impressive. A little short on that first handstand. Beautiful Jaeger, though. Nice and laid out.
She has very beautiful lines. And gearing up for that dismount. Huge double layout. A slight hop back, so a little bit of a deduction. We saw a little bit short on her handstands, so I don't think she'll get close to that 10-0 again, but you can see how her swing is so dynamic and she has so much potential. Just, you know, honing in on those handstands, she'll get it back. Beautiful shape on that double layout.
This is Maya Hooten back over on the vault.
Put your seatbelts on. This is big. Oh, yes.
That was amazing.
She is so amazing with those landings. She's like a cat, just drops out and sticks, always. Take a look at this again.
Look at this height. feet together.
Boom.
Stuck.
I didn't see any deductions. I'm gonna call it. One of them's got to give it to her.
I think one's gonna give it. We'll see if two.
Oh, I see a
will give
9.
it.
Oh, man. 110.
So we got a 9.975 for my Hooten.
I would
Biggest score
inquiry.
of the
Where
night.
did you get that deduction? I'm inquiring.
I know. Sometimes I do wish I could get a write-up of the judges' scores
Yeah.
at the end of meets and be like, well, what is going on? But
And we're taking a look at the anchor for the Fighting Illini with Michaela Green. Huge straddle Jaeger. Very nice into that transition. A little bit short, and she did have to bend her arms on that, so that will be a deduction. Oh, no. Oh, she saved it.
nice.
That is actually so difficult, too. Wow, way to finish. When you overcast like that, and it puts so much pressure on your back and your arms, and she did a really good job of pulling it back. So there will be some deductions, but she didn't take that 5/10 deduction. So,
Yeah. Good fight on her part.
yeah, you can see that. She pulled it back over on the correct side of the bar. Very difficult, finished strong. And you know, at this part of the season, you want to see that fight. You want to see them going for those handstands. And, you know, they need to practice that. So, in
Yeah.
case something were to happen in postseason. So,
We'll see our first exhibition routine of the night with Kate Grotenhouse for the Gophers.
great shape throughout. She did have to take that step sideways, but otherwise a very good vault.
You'll see that she didn't get quite as much distance away from the vault as we saw from some of the other vaulters.
Very nice. And we're, oh.
Sorry, we have Abby Mueller over on the bars for Illinois' exhibition.
And she has a different combination, so very beautiful pirouette right on top of the bar. She is nailing all of these handstands perfectly on top of the bar. Flying full into a tuck double back dismount. Really great routine. Taking a look at Marissa Jinks over here on vault. Great stick. She was a little soft on the table. Her arms were a little bent, so she didn't get that high block off the table, but then she found the landing, so that was really good.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that one again.
It's great that they have two vaults ready to go
when they need them.
Yeah, I think these girls have exhibition multiple times, so they are set for competition if needed.
And we're gonna go back to bars. We have our final exhibition with Caitlin Ewald. Huge straddle Jaeger. A very floaty pack salto. I love pack saltos. They're just so fun to watch.
I know.
And huge dismount, stuck it.
Great.
That's also a really good routine that could potentially slide into the competing rotation. Well, that completes our first rotation. Let's talk about some highlights from each event. Caitlin, do you want to start with highlights on vault?
I'd say for sure Maya Houghton's vault.
Yes. Oh, queen.
Beautiful.
Textbook.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at this dismount one more time on the bars for Illinois.
And
overall, I think I was really impressed by Illinois' handstands on the bars.
I was going to say, we have to mention it. There were so many on top of the bar, and they were very consistent with it. Really, really nice to see this time in the season.
Yeah. I was also impressed by the fight of
multiple athletes,
multiple athletes where the routine quite didn't go their way, but no falls.
Yes.
They were able to save that deduction and kept working through it and finish their routine
and save the momentum too. You know, sometimes when there is a fall, there is like a change in the momentum, but you know, when you see your teammates fighting for those little tenths, it makes you want to do the same. So really good work over there on bars. So now they're going to flip-flop. So the Fighting Illini are going to come over to the vault, and the Golden Gophers are going to head over to bars.
Yeah, so far we have 49-3 for the Gophers and a 48-8-5. We're going to take a quick break before moving into our second rotation. Stay tuned. Well, welcome back, gymnastics fans. We are moving on to our second rotation. The Gophers will be on the bars, and the Illini will be on the vault.
Exciting second half.
Pretty packed house tonight in the sports pavilion. All these gymnastics fans get to see these great vaults, some great bar routines. This probably be my favorite vault tonight so far.
Where did she find the deduction?
Jenny really wants to know about that one.
I do. I do. I'm taking a look at bars too. Big swings over there, and they found the landing. The name of the game, finding those landings.
Really great score for the Gophers too, considering they had their first person up with a fall. So the other 5 people in their lineup really stepped up, did some awesome vaults, got the most that they could.
Score-wise, yeah, definitely. And same with Illinois, you know, there was a couple routines that didn't go perfectly, but they fought. Like we said last time, it's all about the fight right now. Fight for those 10s, fight for every single thing, and that's going to end up transitioning into postseason when things maybe won't go the way either, but you know how to fight for those handstands, fight for those landings. So really good stuff here tonight.
And that's the thing about gymnastics. It's always better to be more aggressive. Being timid isn't going to help anyone. You really have to go for it. That's how you're able to go straight on the beam, is going really aggressive.
Exactly.
Being aggressive on those handstands, aggressive on the landings, but make it look graceful and effortless.
Effortless.
Of course, it is very hard.
So difficult. I am so impressed by all these athletes out here. You know, they're all doing really, really good work. And I've been really impressed with just gymnastics as a whole. We've been talking about this, Caitlin. Just how progressive they are. And they're doing new skills and more difficult skills. It's just so cool to see how gymnastics is growing and progressing.
Yeah.
And we're taking a look at the Fighting Illini, Abby Miller. She's going to start us off on vault. Starting off with a Yurchenko full. Did have a slight hop backwards, but good shape throughout. A little crunched on the table. Her shoulders were slightly closed, so the judges might deduct for that. Let's take a look at it here. Take a look at those shoulder angle. Good distance, though. Just working on finding that landing.
Yeah, you can tell she was looking for the landing. Her head was up when she landed. And the Gophers are starting off with freshman Soraya Johnson. You'll see Soraya in the all-around tonight. Big accomplishment in your first season, is competing in the all-around.
Huge accomplishment, and then also to be first. Like we said, to set that tone, it's such a responsibility. So this freshman knows how to carry herself and perform her routines the best. So we're not too worried about her. She's gonna kill it. She's gonna do great.
Great first handstand. Nice toe on, toe off. Right into her release move. And a nice transition down to the low bar. Really hitting those handstands. See if she can get this last one. Boom.
Beautiful. And I love this dismount. Check it out. Nailed it. That was a little bit of a college stick. She kind of turned.
Tiny little scoop.
Oh, but I loved it. And the crowd loved it. They're waving the Minnesota flag. I love the super fans. They're really getting into it this season. It's so cool to see. Good for her. Way to come back from after that fall on vault.
Yeah. And she has 2 more events.
All right, let's take a look at this dismount. Beautiful cast to handstand.
Nice stalter, stacks that handstand on the bar. Just a tiny little scoot right there.
Looks like we just missed a vault from Mia Takakawa. So we're gonna take a look at this replay here. Did a beautiful Yurchenko full, slight hop back, but I loved her shape throughout.
And a shout out going out to Kylie out there. Kylie, thanks for being a super fan.
We have Gianna Gertis up on the bars next. Gianna is another all-arounder you will see for the Gophers tonight. Gianna's season best on bars so far is a 9.875.
A little short on that first handstand, and a little bit of form break on the overshoot. There will be deductions there.
Really aggressive on that last handstand.
Huge dismount though. Stuck it.
Yeah, perfect stick. No question there.
Love the energy. And up next for the Fighting Illini, Aaliyah Byrne. Beautiful Yurchenko full. Again, that slight shuffle back, but really nice off the table. I loved her body throughout when she was twisting in that laid out position. Really beautiful. Take a look at that here. Nice block, shape throughout, was spotting that landing. Chest up.
That was great. Leah's a freshman. I think this is her first time competing vault in the lineup. So
good for her.
Big vault.
Up next from Minnesota, Jenks.
And on the bars for the Gophers, Marissa Jenks. Few words of wisdom from Rich Stenger, their bar coach.
His tie got a shout out today.
Yep, the whole Pav got to hear about his tie. Nice release move, just very, very slightly close to the bar.
Beautiful overshoot to handstand, though.
A little short on that last handstand.
And a great dismount. They're having a stick party over there on bars. They're just one after another, and that's great to see.
Jenks has a season best so far of a 9.9. I think that might be a little bit under that 9.9 mark, but not probably a 9.8, 9.85 range. We'll see how the...
And we'll take a look at the famous bow tie on Coach Rich Stinger. It's velvet. I saw it up close.
I know. A lot of texture.
Yes.
With the suede, the velvet. Oh, Rich.
And a beautiful Yurchenko full from the Fighting Illini. A slight hop forward.
Yeah.
Great position throughout.
It looked like she was just a little bit far on the board, which caused a little bit far on the vault. But got her hands on there.
And pulled it around.
Yeah, just a little bit off on the timing a bit, but great fight and good vault. And this is Hallie Remlinger over on the bars. Hallie was named a Big Ten gymnast to watch for good reason. Great form, great amplitude.
Very consistent athlete. Really has dialed it in last couple of years and has been breaking into new lineups. So it's exciting to see her consistently here over on the uneven bars.
Beautiful first handstand.
Great release move. Toe on to
Nice.
Kachev. I'm really liking how she's taking her time on this routine. She's really making sure she hits those, each position, hitting those handstands. The slightest hop on that dismount, but great, great routine.
That was great. Yeah, she looked really confident, sure of herself in her first two handstands. That was beautiful.
And we're taking a look at Mia Towns over for Illinois. And their first 10-0 vault, Yurchenko 1.5, beautiful. She did have to take that slight hop back, but let's take a look at that on the replay.
I think just a little squatty on the landing, but then was able to scoot her feet back, save that landing.
And then it's a little bit soft in her knees throughout. That's the only other thing that I noticed. You know, we did get the replay, so judges, you know, they're seeing it in real time, so they have to judge quickly. So I don't know if they saw that, but just in the replay, we can see the soft knees, but really good, strong vault from the Fighting Illini.
Yeah, it's great to see those 1.5s out there. And we have Tiari Salas. Tiari is a senior. Does a unique release move right here called a coquina.
So cool. And gearing up for this big dismount. Slightly had to take that step forward, but beautiful bar worker.
Yeah, she's been really nailing those dismounts. You can tell she was just a little bit disappointed in that step. But in the grand scheme of things, that was a beautiful routine. Really impressive release move.
And we're taking a look at Arielle Ward on vault, a huge Yurchenko full. The height that she got off the table, I don't know if we can watch that again because it was massive. Let's take a look at this replay. Hopefully, because it was so beautiful. She skyrocketed. There it is.
You could just
She
see her drop
rockets off of that table, formed throughout, and then she finished the twist so fast she's looking for like a whole 30 seconds as she's coming to land. So
I know.
great vault over there from the Fighting Illini. And back over to bars with Maya Hooten. Starts off with a huge pike Jaeger. She was a little far, like very slightly, just because we've seen her compete that skill often. It was far for her. And she did a really good job saving that overshoot. And again, like a cat, finds that landing, sticks it.
I just love how aggressively she swings bars.
Yeah, let's take a look at that pike Jaeger.
Just really tries to attack every handstand, well above the bar. Just a very slight amount of feet separation on going down to the low bar.
Again, and we're looking at this in replay, so will the judges see that from the side? I don't know.
Just a small scoot on that landing. And we just saw Kaden Fitzgibbon go on exhibition on the vault. We'll see if we get to see it one more time. Just a little leg separation right when she gets on the horse.
But great distance from the table.
Yeah, great distance.
Next up on the bar,
And we have Mallory Leneve on exhibition. A little short on that first handstand, but then connects it straight into a Tkachev.
Really nice overshoot. A little bit short on that handstand, but good form throughout. And a great dismount with a little bit of a step. So she will get a deduction on that, but good routine, good strong routine.
final competitor for vault, Julia Waite.
And the last vaulter of the night, Julia Waite.
A little bit of a different vault, so it's still that round off entry vault, but she only did a half, so that is a blind landing. It starts at a 995. Correct?
To be honest, I am not sure. I think so.
I thought so too, because it was the equivalent of a full.
Yeah.
Don't quote us on that. We'll fact check ourselves.
Yes, we will fact check ourselves. We should know this, but you know, I forget things. We'll see what the judges put up at start
Beautiful.
value.
Yes, there we go. That's how we fact check ourselves. Beautiful start, or beautiful landing. Yep, 995. So we were correct.
Nice.
Good. We know things. And taking a look at the last athlete for the Gophers as exhibition, Katie Horak.
And it looked like she was going for that double leg dismount and just couldn't quite get enough rotation, so had to tuck her legs a little bit, which was smart.
to get around safely, and then she did have to put her knees down, so that will count as a fall. But again, that's safe gymnastics. Gymnasts learn how to, if something's going a little bit off, how to safely get themselves out of that flip or rotation or whatever they're doing. So smart gymnastics, not exactly what she wanted, but you know, you get back in the gym, keep working on that, and come back and try again next week.
Yep, yeah, it's great that she got a chance to go out there and compete. Overall, really nice second rotation. Team totals 49,175 for the Gophers on the bars, highlighted by those 9.85s from Gianna Gertis and Marissa Jenks, and a 9.875 from Maya Hooten.
And the Fighting Illini have a 48.850 with their leader, Arielle Ward, getting that 9.825. So really good start on both events, and they're going to transition to beam for the Golden Gophers and floor for the Fighting Illini.
Stay tuned for more exciting gymnastics. We're going to take a quick break. Welcome back, gymnastics fans. We are headed into our third rotation. Gophers are on the beam and Illini are on the floor. Jenny, what are some things that the fans should look out for on beam?
So beam is a very dynamic event. Oh, let's actually take a look at these vaults. Replaying some great vaults. That is Arielle Ward, their highest scorer over there on vault. Beautiful form, great blocks. And taking a look at bars, huge dismounts, finding those landings. Great stuff.
It's nice because both teams still have a lot of room for improvement. They have those extra 10s they can get back, those scoots on the landings, some missed handstands, which is great because that means that they could bring their team score up on that event another 3-4 tenths.
Exactly. Perfect spot to be where they are at this point in season. I'm going back to beam. So beam, dynamic event. We're going to be looking for those series, the combination skills, the double flipping skills, looking for form and staying on the beam. That's the name of the game of gymnastics, is who can stay on the beam. So that's always the biggest battle. And then just doing the gymnastics that they know how to do. Not letting those nerves get in there or changing anything, making it different, just doing what they know how to do and performing it perfectly. And what are we looking for on floor?
Floor, big tumbling, great height in the air, and definitely control on the landings. Judges are really picky on making sure that you're lunging in the direction of the skill, and that the lunge doesn't look like you're falling out of it. If it does, they'll deduct.
Showing that control throughout.
Of course, and they're also looking for that 180-degree split on any leaps or jumps. And then just personality in the routine, the performance aspect of it actually is a deduction on the floor. They want to see some artistry in the routine.
And their showmanship.
Yeah. So it's a fun event to compete. Beam was definitely my favorite event, but I preferred competing floor because it was just a lot of fun, especially at home, in front of a home crowd that slowly gets to learn your routine and knows where like the fun parts are to clap or.
Yeah, they can get into it.
We're gonna start off with Lauren Pearl.
Another freshman for the Golden Gophers who's really come in and helped lead this team to where they're at. And then start off position, very difficult. So putting a lot of trust in her. And she's a great beamer. Really takes her time and goes on releve, which I could never do. I was always so scared of beam, so kudos to her. And starting off with that series, her foot was a little off on the beam and she saved it with no wobble, so very great recovery. Slight balance check on that, but recovers it, stays on the beam. beautiful front aerial walkover to a beat jump. And a slight step back. And excuse me, she is a sophomore. I misspoke earlier, so a great start for the sophomore.
She stayed on the beam, which is what they're looking for out of that first person up. Just a little deduction on that wobble, and you'll see that step back on this dismount. But overall, great routine for Lauren.
And first competitor for the Fighting Illini, Nia Takakawa. Great first pass, Rudy to split jump. She did travel a little bit on there.
Yeah, the judges are looking for when you connect a jump immediately out of your tumbling, that your jump goes straight up and straight down. That means you landed without any hinge in your chest.
Beautiful jumps though, hit that 180. And gearing up for her last pass. A beautiful round off 1.5 front layout, and dances out of that. Great strong routine.
Great start for the Illini. And we'll head back over to the beam. This is Emily Cook.
Great series, very solid back handspring layout, step out.
And she looked like she was going to wobble a little bit on that and then just pulled it right back in.
Oh, I love that.
That's a crowd-pleasing skill, too. Everyone is very impressed by that, including me. That is a difficult skill.
It is. And she does it so well.
That was great. Great routine for Emily. Just a little hop on that landing and just that tiny wobble on her jumps. But look at this kick over front. And her foot was like, her big toe was cut off the beam, too. And she didn't even notice.
Just no big deal. She's excited.
Emily's gotten a 9.8 on beam so far this season. That's her season best mark. And this is Julia Waite over on the floor.
Starts with a beautiful round off back handspring double pike. Very cool jump combination.
cool.
I like that a lot. A huge double tuck. Another strong routine from the Fighting Illini. Are taking a look at her first pass, which is that double pike, and then finishing strong with that double tuck, so double flipping skill.
Yeah, super clean routine. And we're on the beam with Maya Hooten.
And started with a candlestick. So that is a very tricky mount.
I know.
Just jump back and catch the beam.
I don't really know how you learn that mount. It seems really, really risky.
It does.
Great series there. And held that straddle third quarter nicely, just a slight wobble. A great routine for Maya Hooten. And just perfect landing.
She always finds landings.
She does. And this is Tolly Jolson.
Starts with a huge roundup back handspring double pike. Beautiful leaps. Second pass, that 1.5 punch layout. Very fun routine, showing off for her teammates and this crowd.
Gearing up for her last pass. Big double back.
Beautiful. She's excited with that one. Great routine.
Illini are super consistent over there on the floor. Another look at freshman Soraya Johnson, fourth up for the Gophers on the beam. crooked on that kick over front. She's going to have to repeat that skill because that was her series. And still a wobble. So she's going to move on. She can't repeat the skill more than twice.
Very difficult front skill. And strong dismount.
Perfect dismount.
Perfect. She'll get back in the gym, hone it in, and she'll be back next week.
Yeah, definitely. And just super solid.
Very difficult dismount, too. Just nails it.
And this is Aaliyah Byrne over on the floor. This is Aaliyah's first meet competing floor as well.
A beautiful 2.5 front pike. A little low on that split. She did not get 180. With that double pike. Her chest was a little low and she did have to take that step, but no deduction for the mat there. That's just for protection. The Fighting Illini just hitting them again with another great solid routine. We'll take a look at that double pike over here. That slight chest down and that forward step. If she were to step backwards, that's not a deduction, but because it's she was moving backwards and had to step forward, that will be a deduction.
Mm-hmm. And that last pad in the floor routine is super tough. You are just so out of breath,
so tired.
Then. And so getting that floor endurance to a great spot is important for all these gymnasts. And they do a ton of work in the preseason to make sure that they're ready for that. And that just gets better over time and as the season goes on as well.
And it looks like we're having a judges conference over on beam. So they are just chatting to find a correct start value for the previous routine. These were the times where I always would get like extra nervous, and that's when coach needs to come in and talk an athlete down. You know, you kind of, you know, the routine, and each team like kind of goes back and forth with routines, and then when it's this lull, it's like, what's going on there, judges?
Yeah.
But Coach Geraldine is chatting with her athlete and just letting her do her, get in the right mindset before the next athlete competes. So.
And the judges are coming back to their tables. And we have all-arounder Gianna Gertis over on the beam.
given her the go, so she is allowed to begin now. Gianna is very graceful in all of her gymnastics, but especially on this event.
And a solid front aerial.
Slightly off on that, but fought to stay on.
Yeah.
So.
It's important they don't get too rattled when they feel a little off. In competition, it really can accentuate that. And so it's important to practice getting honed in just like you would in practice.
And finishing, yeah, beautiful dismount.
Just takes her front foot off the beam for a half a second. Look at this dismount though, perfect landing. Great routine to get them back on track. And this is Abby Mueller. So far this season, and a career high of a 9.925, so capable of putting up a big score here.
Open with a gigantic double pike. A very fun routine. Her teammates are getting into it.
So it's a 10 for each step out of bounds.
But otherwise, a strong routine. We'll take a look at that last pass where she did go out of bounds. So you see that one step, and then she did have to take that second step. And they might even give her a third step.
I think so.
Yeah.
For how she came back into the lunge, and most of the time too, when you go out of bounds, is because the landing was a little bit uncontrolled. Not all the time though. Sometimes it just happens. You stretch it out a little bit more that day, and your lunge was out of bounds. So. And freshman Sarah Mora is going to finish up the beam for the Gophers. Super solid series there.
Slight balance check on that. He's recovering nicely. Beautiful dismount.
Great routine. Really only that balance check on the front aerial. She probably won't get that connection to the beat jump. I'm not sure if she relies on that, though, for a 10-0 start value. She got a 9.875 last weekend. Probably going to be a little bit lower than that, but that's really what the Gophers were looking for, so they could not have to count
that fall.
Great job from freshman Sarah. And this is Mia Towns.
So a different first pass. It was a forward moving pass, so front handspring, double twist. Very well
Performed?
Yes. Sorry. I love this music.
Yeah,
Bringing it back. Fun choreography too. That's always my favorite part, to see what each team brings out in their showmanship and choreography. So very fun routine. Great anchor routine.
Great routine.
Next up, Minnesota,
And this is senior Tiare Salas, an exhibition spot for the Gophers.
And the very difficult triple series, back handspring, layout, step out, very solid.
That was great. Difficult leap combination. There's that switch leap and the switch side. Just a slight bobble on the landing.
Huge pike gainer off the end. That's a great routine. Coach Geraldine will be happy with that.
I like it. Packed with difficulty, but short and sweet.
Great height on those leaps. She did just have to take those arm circles, so that will be a deduction.
We do have another judges conference over on the floor, so we are going to take a few minutes before their exhibition competitor. And this is Rituja Nataraja over on the floor.
With a huge full in.
Yeah, that was great. Probably one of the most difficult pass we've seen tonight.
Great second pass. That second flip went higher than the first one, so technically sound. Beautiful landing. Great exhibition routine.
Yeah.
That was packed full of difficulty, very well performed.
I think she'll be someone in the lineup.
She'll be
real
pushing
soon.
for the lineup. Yes, exactly. I want to take a look at this candlestick mount. Very difficult, but very well performed.
Yes.
And a unique turn as well. So she didn't like prep for it, just turned right on her foot.
Solid series, back handspring layout, step out. Getting prepped here for her dismount.
What a great routine. Difficulty, very unique pieces throughout. I love to see that. And as an exhibition routine, that's so great to see. So solid on that back handspring layout step out. You're taking a look at this dismount here.
Slightly pikey on that dismount. She needs to scoop a little bit more, get her hips through, but overall awesome routine. I mean, 2 solid exhibition routines, and I know the Gophers are still playing around with their beam lineup a little bit. That probably has been their least consistent routine or event so far this season. So they're looking to see who is going to hit, what order they should put people in, and who has the highest scoring potential.
Yep, they're figuring it out over there. And we are looking at the lax exhibition routine for the Fighting Illini. It is Amelia Knight. Oh, and slightly under-rotated. She did have to sit that down, so that will be a 5/10 deduction. But a very cool leap combination. Pulled around that round off back handspring double tuck. strong finish. You know, it is really difficult to start with a fall right off the bat in your first pass. So really good job finishing this routine, showing it off, and trying to get as many tenths, or not losing as many tenths as possible. We're taking a look at that first pass, just slightly under rotated. That is such a difficult first pass anyway, with that front forward movement and the twisting. So very difficult. So she'll get back in the gym, hone in on it, and hopefully we'll see more of that.
Definitely. Overall, solid third rotation for both teams. Pretty tight on the scores here on this third event. 48-7-5 for the Gophers on beam and a 48-9-5 for the Illini on floor. That means our team totals so far, 147-225 for Minnesota and a 146-65 for Illinois. We're going to end the meet with Minnesota on the floor and Illinois on the beam. We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. Welcome back, gymnastics fans. We are moving into our fourth rotation here at the Materi Pavilion at the University of Minnesota. It's been a great meet so far. Pretty tight scores going into, between the teams going into the last rotation. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the last rotation. Maya Hooten over on the beam. Look at this dismount, stuck hold.
And taking a look at Gianna Gertis, she had a little balance check there, but was flawless throughout the rest of her routine and had a really great score. And taking a look at floor, Mia Takakawa over there led off the Illini to a great start. And Mia Towns finishing it up for them. Very fun routine from her.
That was a fun routine.
So looking into this final rotation, the Fighting Illini are going to finish up on the beam. And last week they had a stellar performance. Mia Takakawa had a 9.925, and Abby Mueller was right behind her with a 9.85. So they are very strong on this event, and they are looking to do that same thing here today.
The Gophers' highlight of the meet on their floor rotation in the last meet was probably Maya Hooten, 9.975. She has gotten a 10-0 on floor a couple of times, so we'll see if we get to see it tonight.
I'm excited for it. And we have a great crowd here in the Sports Pavilion. They're ready.
They are ready.
Ready to get loud.
There's a lot of club gymnasts here, a lot of clubs in the local area. So it's great to have them come in, cheer on. They all wear their little Leos, and they get to learn the girls' routines. It's very cute.
It's so good for the sport, you know, just encouraging young people to keep enjoying doing the sport that we all love, and celebrating the athletes that are here at the collegiate level.
Yes. And this is the only Division I school in the state of Minnesota, so it does pack a big crowd. The floor crew just grouping up one more time. We are going to start off first, though, on the beam. Our leadoff for Illinois is Amelia Knight.
And she had just finished her exhibition debut over on floor, so that is a quick turnaround for her. Can be very difficult, so we'll see what she can do over here on the beam. And it's a very important position, that leadoff role, especially on beam. We kind of talk about it briefly, but it is so important to set the tone of the event, and especially on an event like beam. We were both leadoff performers on beam, so we have a very special spot in our heart for that leadoff performer.
I love big leadoff.
And it looks like she's going to be doing that difficult candlestick.
Nice. Oh,
and
look at
a
this.
very cool, showing off her strength and flexibility there. Beautiful leap combination there. Very difficult side aerial into an immediate back handspring. It's very difficult because she starts forward, does a aerial, which is a no-handed cartwheel, and transitions into a backwards motion. So she performed it exquisitely.
I love it. Side summy.
Beat jump to a side summy. This routine is packed with unique, cool skills. And that gainer off the side. Great start for the Fighting Illini. Coach is happy. Coach is pleased.
And we're going to head over to the floor,
where the Gophers have a floor party and they get this house started.
Yes, this is Marissa Jenks first up. Beautiful punch, double twist. Finishes it right square in the corner, which is what the judges are looking for.
Great second pass, dancing out of it. You can see her teammates doing her routine with her. So fun. Best part about college gymnastics. Having your teammates behind you that whole time, just cheering you on.
Yeah, they really do give you that extra burst of energy going into your last pass. You see them just screaming in your ear. Like, okay, I can do this.
I got it. If they think I can do it, I can do it.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Great. What an awesome leadoff performance from Marissa Jenks. Taking a look at that second pass where she dances right out of it. Great choreography.
And this is Mallory Mizuki. Mallory season high on beam so far is a 9.8, but her career high is a 9.925, so some big scoring potential.
Very solid series. That back handspring layout step out. Beautiful leap series, completely over 180, exactly what the judges want to see. And just the dismount, pike. Did have to take a step. I don't know if that was a college stick or what they're going to do with that. Yeah, but they are on a roll over here. Very solid on each of their skills. Fighting Illini, they're coming back. They're fighting for each 10th. I love to see it. Take a look at that dismount there. She kind of steps back, does a little bit of the college salute, so we'll see what the judges do with it.
Yeah. And this is Mallory Laneem. She's a fun routine, lots of energy.
Great performer.
Pretty jazzy.
Gets the crowd into it. They're all on their feet right now here in the Sports Pavilion. stayed inbounds on that. You can see those white lines. That helps the judges make sure she did not step out since the mat is covering it. Beautiful second pass. Finishes with that tuck double back. Very excited about this. Very difficult routine and finishes strong.
I like that ending pose. It's cute.
Next up on Minn,
And we are headed over the beam. This is Ratuja Nataraj. I'm sorry.
That was better than I can do.
Just want to make sure I pronounce it right.
Yep. Give her credit because she is a great performer. Great
That
back
was
handspring,
solid.
layout, step out. Beautiful leaps. A very graceful athlete, hitting that 180 on all of her leaps and jumps.
I like that. Sucking the judges in.
Yeah. Very difficult combination of beat jump before the front aerial walkover. Typically, you see that after the front aerial walkover. I have to say, I've been really impressed with how the Fighting Illini are putting together their routines. It's very different, not the consistent things you kind of see in college gymnastics. They do things outside of the box.
Yeah.
Really great to see another strong routine for the Fighting Illini.
That was great. Super solid. She just looked really, really confident up there.
Great routine.
And we have Gianna Gertis, third up for the Gophers on floor. Double back, awesome landing. Pay attention to the way she dances. It's so graceful, it's very sharp, fun to watch.
Yes, very intentional with all of her movements.
Yeah.
Finishes with a huge double pike.
Beautiful. Great routine for Gianna.
They are on a roll over there on the floor.
Really nice night as an all-arounder.
Yes. She has been so consistent this year, really honing in on every single event, and just really great to see.
And this is Abby Miller on the beam.
Very solid back handspring layout step out.
Just a little mishap on that switch leap. Wasn't sure if she was supposed to combine that with another jump.
So talking about smart gymnastics, she knows she needs to start at that 10-0, and you have to combine elements together to get those points. So, you know, she had that little bit of a balance check and was not able to complete her combination leap series before. So just, you know, changes the routine a little bit to make sure she still starts at that 10-0 start value. So smart gymnastics from her on that. And finishes strong. Coach is happy.
That was great.
All right, Gopher fans, let's turn it up for Soraya Johnson.
And we're going to head back to the floor. This is freshman Soraya Johnson in her 4th and final event of the night. Difficult Wolf 1.5 jump right there in the beginning. Great first pass. She does a front fold to front half combination.
Beautiful leaps, way over 180. Shows off her strength and flexibility.
And gearing up for her last pass here. A round up, double back, great landing.
Strong finish from the freshman. Woo! So fun to see. Taking a look at that first pass. And that huge double tuck.
And this is Mia Towns on the beam. Mia has competed in 3 out of the 4 events tonight.
She stayed on the beam, but did have to put her hand on the beam, so that will still count as a fall. And I believe it was in her series, her combination, so we'll see what she has to do here. But we'll still get a combination for her series, that back handspring layout step out. So.
dismount.
Important part is that she stayed on the beam. She did have to put her hand down, so it will count as a fall, but it's important to fight for every single 10th.
Yes. And a great dismount right here.
And stuck like glue.
And this is Hallie Remlinger.
She starts off with a difficult first pass.
Yeah, sky high.
So that tucked full in is a E level skill. So skills go from A all the way up, and each skill has bonus that comes with performing that skill. So that's how you add up in combination to get that 10-0 start. Great second pass.
Difficult double back. And she finds that landing. Just so consistent on this floor routine.
She is. That's probably one of the best routines I've seen from her.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a big score for the Gophers over here on floor.
It really should go 9-9 or higher. Wasn't any visible deductions.
None.
And we're headed back to the beam with Mia Takakawa. I realized the last score was a 9.575, so I think we were a little outdated on the 5/10 deduction for the hand on the beam. Must have been 3.
Okay.
I just remember my coaches always telling me, don't touch the beam, it's a fall.
I remember that as well.
Okay.
So maybe it is a new rule. We'll have to fact check ourselves, which we're always learning. New things in gymnastics always, but Mia is doing a really great routine in this anchor position. Is very consistent for the Fighting Illini over here on beam. Great leap series, over 180, exactly what you want to see. A very unique backward roll.
Nice gainer layout.
Beautiful. I love the lift off of that from the back handspring. You can see her rise off of in that swing for the gainer. Taking a look at it here. You can't really see it at this angle, but she really rose off the beam. Was technically sound, perfect. Back handspring, gainer off the side. And we're in for a treat here.
Yeah, Hallie Remlinger, the routine right before this, tied her career high with a 9.95, sorry. And we'll see what my Hooten can do here on the floor. Just drops that full end straight down.
Great second pass.
Amazing.
little teammates a wave.
That was cute.
Beautiful. Finishes strong.
That was great.
That was amazing.
We'll see if they give it to her.
Oh, they're doing some bowling over there.
Wow, this is.
We've said that Maya has scored a perfect 10 on this event in the past. And it looks like she's done it again.
First one this season. That was great. Her team, right before that, just the floor lineup kept building, and that routine was just perfect. And so, really deserved that 10-0 remark. And just the performance quality of Maya's routine, too. So awesome.
Sky high. Very cool. Oh, and you can see her even go bowling here.
Oh. Oh, did they practice these? Like, what is going on?
Yeah. Oh, fun.
Let's keep this party going, Silver fans. Make some noise for Lauren!
And as the 10 was happening, the Fighting Illini had Aaliyah Byrne over on the beam on an exhibition spot. But first, we're going to take a look at Lauren Pearl. And this is Aaliyah Byrne. Difficult double twist.
Very difficult. And she fought for that landing, and that's why her chest dropped, but otherwise very good. And we caught the last bit of a huge back handspring double pike from Lauren. Great leaps, all over 180. Strong finish. Another great routine from the Golden Gophers.
And this is Rachel Borden. Cool mount.
Very cool mount. Again, I just have to say I've been very impressed with the Fighting Illini and how they construct their routines with all these very unique skills that you don't normally see in college gymnastics.
She's a little under-rotated on that front aerial. She's going to try it again. Straight into a front handspring. Cool series.
Very unique series.
I love the back walkover as a dance movement. Definitely doesn't need to do that, but she goes above and beyond. difficult sheep jump.
Where she takes her eyes off the beam and then brings them back. She did a very good job on that.
Really nails that dismount. Really impressive beam rotation for the Illini.
And took a look at that dismount again, stuck it cold.
The last routine of the night, senior Tiari Salas. Another judges conference, so might be a second before Tiari takes the floor. But I do love her dance and her floor routine. She really shows it off. You can tell that she's having a great time and really embracing the moment. Sit up nicely in the air. You can see all the kids in the background waiting
Lining
for
up
their
for
autographs.
Yeah,
and
I
then
love
the paper
that.
airplane contest.
This is a very cool routine. I love the choreography.
What a finish to the night. Great routine from
Great
Tiari.
routine. A way to finish the night. Tiari showing off that floor routine. And it looks like the scores are in for both teams. The Fighting Illini finished with a 49-125 over on the beam.
Yeah, that was highlighted by the 9-9-2-5 from Mia Takakawa. And also starting off with that 9-8-5 from Amelia Knight. And then the Gophers, really solid floor score, 49-5-5.
That is amazing. Exactly what they want, and led off by Maya Hooten with that 10.
Yep, first of many 10s, I think, this season for her. Gophers swept tonight with a 196-675, and the Illini had a 195-775. Really solid meet from both of these teams.
Yeah, great Big Ten competition here. Like we said, these two teams were neck and neck in the national rankings, number 19th and 20th, so they'll definitely keep that momentum going as they continue on to next week's meet.
Yeah, the Gophers are going to be on the road for quite a while. They have 3 away meets in a row, all with some Big Ten competitors, Michigan, Maryland, and then that Big 5 meet. And then they'll be back at home for their final home meet of the season against Boise State. That is March 4th, and that is senior night as well. So if you're in the Minneapolis area, make sure you come out here and support the Gophers. Illinois has 2 back-to-back home meets after this, one against Ohio State and Michigan State.
So a lot of Big Ten gymnastics coming up over there for the Fighting Illini.
Yes. One of the things in the Big Ten that they do is they have a Big 5 meet where they see the other 5 teams that they haven't yet seen that season. That helps determine how they're going to be seeded in which session they compete in at the Big Ten Championships, which that is March 18th. Very competitive conference. What was your highlight of the night, Jenny?
My highlight of the night was seeing Maya Hooten do that perfect 10-0 floor routine. It's just amazing. Every time she performs, I'm in awe of her, and it was just really great to see her do an awesome routine in front of a home crowd.
I would probably agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what was yours? But
it always brings a smile to your face watching someone who loves to perform and who does it so well.
Exactly.
But I also really enjoyed Illinois' beam. I loved their choreography, some of the unique skills that they had. And they had a really strong beam lineup, so I think there should be a lot more to come from them too.
They definitely
as well this year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for tuning in with us, gymnastics fans, I should say. We've enjoyed commentating with you and talking you through tonight's event.
Yeah. Enjoy your night. Stay golden.
Stay golden.
If we can have the teams reassemble on the floor exercise with the reading of our final results.
I wish right now. I do my head toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Head toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Tired of the gone, dust your shoulders off. Keep it moving, yes, Lord. Trying to get some youth in this swimwear, going to the pool. Come now, come dry your eyes. You know you a star, you can touch the sky. I know that it's hard, but you have to try. If you need advice, let me simplify.
All right, gymnastics fans, we've got our final meet results. I'll be reading the top finisher on each event, starting in the vault competition. Winning the vault with a 9.975 for the Gophers, Maya Hooten. In the uneven bars, winning the event with a 9.875 from the Gophers, Maya Hooten. Winning the balance beam with a 9.925 from Illinois, Mia Takakawa. On the floor exercise. Winning the event for the Gophers with a perfect 10, Maya in the all-around competition, winning with a 39.675, Maya Hooten. continue